Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here, and today I'm going to be filming my December favourites. It feels really late in the month to be filming my December favourites, but because I had so many like best of, worst of lists for 2019, it's just been pushed back a little bit. But I hope it's still interesting and you still care. So yeah, let's get started. So the first category I want to talk about today is my favourite TV show of December, and honestly my favourite TV show is one that I would not have thought it was going to be, and that was Father Brown. Now if you don't know what Father Brown is, it's quite an old TV show, and it's about Father Brown, strangely enough, played by the guy who plays Arthur Weasley in Harry Potter, which just makes it all the better for me. But basically Father Brown is lives in a small kind of villagey bit in like 1950s, I want to say, and he like gets involved with all these murders and like solves them and stuff. It's really great, honestly. Bunty is my favourite character. I love Mrs. M. They're all great, I love it. It's so like feel good, and I do love a crime kind of thriller type thing, but it's not like, it's kind of like a cosy cottage version of that, and it's just amazing, honestly. I went to my parents' house and we watched like 5 episodes in a day, maybe like the week before Christmas, and then around Christmas time as well. So it's the best, honestly, and I would 100% recommend that you all go and watch it because it's really great. And I need to start from the beginning because we watched like season 5, so I need to get season 1 and start watching it from there. Next up is my favourite movie of December, and myself and my boyfriend watched Doctor Strange, which is one of the Marvel films, I believe, where Doctor Strange is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, who is one of my favourite actors. I think genuinely I really love him in pretty much everything he's ever been in. But basically, although I'm not a big Marvel person, I don't really watch a lot of Marvel things and whatever, I'm not that into it, but I actually really liked this film. So basically Doctor Strange is a surgeon, like a heart surgeon or something. It was just a general, I don't know, he's a surgeon, and he has this really kind of amazing way of being able to like help people and save people's lives. And then he something happens to him anyway, and he basically loses being able to use his hands because they'll get beaten up in some way. I can't remember if he gets beaten up or if he gets in an accident or what happened, and it's basically about him trying to figure out a way of being able to use his hands again, and he meets the group of people that essentially become the Marvel element of the story, and yeah, it goes from there. It's amazing, honestly. It's such a good story, and I just think Doctor Strange is a great superhero, and he's kind of a real person as well, whereas I think a lot of the time you look at the Marvel kind of superheroes and they seem really like not realistic, if that makes, obviously they're not meant to be, the whole point is they're a character, but something about Doctor Strange just really seemed very real to me. Next up I'm going on to my favourite music of the month, and although obviously it was Christmas, I don't really listen to that much Christmas music, so none of these are very Christmassy, I'll be honest, but they are all kind of throwback, which we all know is my favourite kind of music. So my favourite was one, I actually listened to the whole album of this multiple times this month, but specifically I've picked one song, and that is Born to Try by Delta Goodrem. I had completely forgotten basically about Delta Goodrem singing. I know she's on like, is it The Voice in America? Or she's on one of them, I think it's The Voice. But honestly, I completely forgot about it, and then it came up on my Spotify like best of 2018 or something, which I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't listen to that in 2018, but anyway. And I've listened to that album multiple times. I love the song Born to Try. That was like my song when I was about 9-10 years old. I used to love Delta Goodrem in Neighbours, and I remember like she sang in one of the episodes of Neighbours, she sang Born to Try and she played on the piano, and I remember just then wanting to listen to all of her music, and I remember literally that was like my favourite album. I actually had like a CD of it when I was little, so yeah, this song Born to Try has so many memories for me, and I just love her album in general. The next one I want to talk about is Ready or Not by Bridget Mendler, and I don't really know if she's brought out any other songs that I can think of. I think there was one called like 5 AM? I feel like there was something like that. Anyway, I really love the song Ready or Not. Again, to be honest, most of the song recommendations or like ones that I give tend to be ones I've seen on my Spotify, because like I said, I have a really great Spotify, like it really knows me. So it always plays songs I love. So yeah, Ready or Not is just a really catchy song, and I really just love the vibe of it. So yes, that's one of my favourite songs of the month. And the final one is a song by Nicole Scherzinger featuring 50 Cent, and that is the song Right There. I really love the music video to this. I just think it's really cool, yeah, she wears clothes I would never have even thought about putting together before, but she looks amazing, she sounds amazing. I just love Nicole Scherzinger in general. I really loved her in the Pussycat Dolls, and then she went on her own and I loved her even more, if that's possible. But yeah, Right There is a great song. It's again really catchy, and that tends to be what I really like to listen to, just songs that I really kind of get into and get stuck in my head for the next sort of 10 years. But yeah, that one was a great one. So normally in these videos I do my favourite YouTube videos of the month, but I'm actually going to talk about 3 channels that did Vlogmas, because I loved their entire Vlogmas back catalogue basically, and I really wanted to talk about them. So the first one is the wonderful Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books. I don't really need to talk about her anymore because I talk about her all the time, but her Vlogmas was one of my favourites. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was the only one I watched the entire thing pretty much as they were coming. I remember watching them all in order, and honestly I love it. I really like just the way Nicole talks. She sounds amazing. She really just talks really like, she talks as if we're having a conversation but in a video, which I think is great because I just feel very kind of connected to it. And she obviously talks a lot about thrillers and stuff, which is like my favourite thing ever. And I quite liked the fact that she did her best and worst as part of that. For me personally, I'm one of those people where I'm like, it's not the end of the month, so I can't do my end of the month, end of the year kind of things. But I like it when it's kind of incorporated into Vlogmas because I think it's quite interesting. And generally, I just really love her channel. So. Also, she did a shout out for me in one of those videos, so a big thank you to her for that because it was just amazing, and again I feel very connected. So yeah, love her Vlogmas. If you haven't watched it, I will link down below. I'm sure there's like a playlist or something of it. Either way, I'll link down the video for you to go and check out because it's definitely worth it. The next one that I really loved was Mary from With Cinnamon Please. Again, another great YouTube channel that did an amazing Vlogmas this year. I loved Mary in general anyway. We did a buddy read last year, which was just fantastic, and I really just loved to listen to her talk. She did some really different videos, which I really liked. I think one of the ones that she did was like a Game of Thrones Who Would You Save kind of thing, and I think I might do like a Who Would You Save but like a Harry Potter version at some point, which she really very much inspired me to do, and I really loved seeing her really struggle to pick what she wanted who she wanted to save. So yeah, that was really interesting, and just generally, again, I love Mary's channel, and her Vlogmas was no exception. And then the final booktuber that I want to talk about who did Vlogmas that I loved was Cats and Camera. I also, by the way, did watch a lot of other people, but these are just the 3 that I really picked out as the ones that I mainly watched. I adore Kaz from Cats and Camera. I think she's incredible. She's just very eloquent. Again, she makes very different content, and to me, I think, obviously, other than the kind of like main ones that we both do, but I think a lot of it is mainly because she reads very differently to me, and actually I really like that because sometimes I do catch a few gems that I think that I will really like, and yeah, I just really love her channel. Again, she did a shout out for me as well. Thank you for that. I love all 3 of you, and I can't wait to continue watching you this year. Next up is going to be my favourite book of the month, and in the month of December I only actually gave out 1 5-star, quite a few 4 stars, but the only 5-star that I gave out and the book that I enjoyed the most was One of Your Own, The Life and Death of Myra Hindley by Carol Ann Lee. I know, not particularly Christmassy, however, it was amazing. Myra Hindley, if you don't know, was one of the perpetrators of the Moors murders. She committed the murders alongside Ian Brady, and both of them were sentenced to, I believe, life in prison. She died in prison in 2002, but Carol Ann Lee basically has investigated this and is essentially writing this from the angle of, did Myra Hindley know what she was doing, or was she under the influence of Ian Brady? Was she really an evil woman? I personally think the answer to that is yes, having read this, but again, it's completely up to your interpretation. I really enjoyed reading this. I thought Carol Ann Lee did an amazing job of researching and really going into detail, and yeah, I definitely want to read. I know Carol Ann Lee's written some other books about like Anne Frank, I think, and I'm definitely interested in that because, like I said, this one was amazing, so I imagine anything else she writes is also going to be just as amazing. Next up, I want to talk about my favourite YouTubers of the month, and that is 3 YouTubers that I have that are not BookTubers. That's going to be the next category that I talk about, but the first one I want to talk about is an amazing gaming channel called Artceptual, which you all know probably is my boyfriend's channel, and I know I'm a bit biased because, you know, it's my boyfriend, but I will say I have really enjoyed, basically AJ asked me to help him to organise his channel a bit better. Now, no shade, no tea, no shade, as they say. No, basically, AJ has had a very hectic last few months. He's just finished his masters in September, and so he's been running around and he stayed with me for a bit, and then now he's got a job working away, so he kind of comes back and forward to me. So I think he just struggled to kind of get down when he was going to put videos up and stuff, and so his channel kind of took a backseat. Of course, he was doing a masters, it's not surprising. But he basically asked me to help him organise himself, so now he's doing 3 videos a week, and I must say, aside from the fact that I think he's great, he's amazing at editing. I don't understand, like, I can't edit the way he does, but I can just feel his enthusiasm, and he just is excited about his channel again, and it just really makes me happy. I really love my channel, and it brings me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, and I want to see that for him as well, so I would love it if you would go over and subscribe. If you like gaming videos, he does do a lot of those, and it's just amazing. And yeah, I love his channel anyway. I watch every video he posts, and even though I'm not really into gaming very much, I just love it. So please go over and show him some love, tell him I sent you, because I think he deserves it. The next YouTuber that I want to talk about is Victoria from In The Fro, who has been one of my favourites for a very long time, but specifically I love her content around this sort of time of the year. She is amazing, honestly. I love her so much. She does weekly vlogs, or kind of like more regular than that. It's not weekly, but she like vlogs all the time, but she kind of puts them up in sort of intervals, and she has an amazing kind of fashion sense. Basically, this is going to sound really weird, but she's really into designer fashion, and she talks about designer fashion and everything. And although that's really not me, I'm not particularly a fashionable person. I'm wearing a Harry Potter t-shirt right now, I mean. Oh, and also, like, running leggings, which is ironic because I'm not running, but yeah. But no, she's very kind of fashionable, but I also really just like the way she talks about clothes. And again, it's her passion for clothes that I love. I don't always feel like you have to, like, that's why I like watching booktubers like Kaz, for example, who doesn't necessarily have the same taste in books as me, because it's just nice to see somebody's passion and someone's excitement for what they're doing, and I love that. Victoria also got engaged this year to the wonderful Alex, who I love as well, and it's just lovely to hear them talk about it. And yeah, I love her channel, and she's definitely one of my favourites this month. And then the final one for the YouTuber section is Brittany Balin, or Balin. I'm not 100% sure how you say her surname, sorry about that. She is a wonderful channel that I have relatively recently discovered. Again, she does a lot of fashion hauls, she does BoxyCharm unboxings, which I love an unboxing. But I also really like the fact that she's quite honest. Like, she did a video about her fillers, which again is not something I'm interested in, not something I want to do, but again, it was really interesting to hear her perspective, and it was interesting to hear about her thoughts on it. And yeah, I just love her channel in general, and yeah, definitely another one to go and check out, and was my favourite of the month. And then we have my favourite booktubers. Again, I have 3. And yeah, let's get started talking about them. So the first one is Aprilius Maximus. What a great name. And I've really loved watching her videos this month. She's a YouTuber that I have sort of watched in bits before, but I've never really watched all of her content, but I really have been watching her vlogs quite recently. She does a lot of great reading vlogs. She also, I believe she's just finished, or she's just qualified, I think, in her sort of, is it teacher training? I don't quite know how the wording of that, I'm probably getting it wrong, but she's basically becoming a teacher, I think, and she did vlogs throughout that. She reads some amazing books. She reads quite similar books to me, and she just encourages me to she motivates me basically, and I just want to kind of get on with everything when I watch her videos. She's also, I think, just going to Korea with her husband. I think they're married, and watching her Christmas vlog was one of the cutest things ever, and I loved the excitement in her face when she opened her Christmas presents from her husband, which was lovely. So yeah, definitely go and check out her channel if you haven't already. Next up, I have quite a big YouTuber that most of you probably already know, but that is Kristen from Super Space Chick. I, again, have watched Kristen's videos for a very long time, but I just love them, and I just really wanted to shout her out in this video. Again, she has so many more subscribers than me that I'm sure most of you already know, but I definitely would recommend that you go and check her out if you haven't already. Her shelves are to die for. If I could film in front of her shelves, to be fair, just the candles on her shelves, she has like a whole row of so many candles, and I mean, I'm in love, so yeah, definitely go and check out her channel if you haven't already. And then the final one that I really want to talk about is, again, quite a relatively new one for me, but it's a great booktuber called Amanda from A Court of Books and Love, and I've been loving her channel recently. She does amazing videos. She has really inspired me with some of the videos that she's done, and I've loved them. She did a really great video talking about 1-star reviews of her favourite books, or her favourite book. I think it was just one she did, but I really loved to watch Amanda do that on her channel, so that was great. So there you have it, guys. That is my favourite things in December. I hope that you liked this video and it wasn't too late. But give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and tell me what your favourites for the month were. And I will see you again on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Bye, guys.